on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Now, Miata got some new stuff in the mail, taxes and all that. So I spent a little bit on the parts for the Miata. So I didn't get anything crazy. Let me just show you really quick. One of the things I will be doing today is a rear subframe brace, because this allows me to attach a bigger rear sway bar, which this car desperately needs, but that'll have to wait. But I at least wanted to get that out of the way because that was really cheap. And then well, the compressor's running, so you won't be able to hear me. But I did order a bunch of exhaust components. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, well, why didn't you just go to an exhaust shop, have them build you one, or why didn't you just buy one? Where's the fun in that? You know me, I'm all about building my own stuff if I can. So we're going to build a custom exhaust today for the Miata. Now, I also bought a bunch of cooling system stuff because the cooling system on this car is a ticking time bomb, like hoses and radiator, because it's all original. So I did get that just as maintenance items, but that'll be for a separate video. I will be taking some of it apart in this video because I have to kind of do it to get to some of the header, like part of the header bolts or something. I don't know, I'll have to look at it, but it looks like I have to remove some hoses from the cooling system to get the header out easily. But yeah, separate video. So here we are, we got a aftermarket header for the Miata here. I don't know the name of it. It looks like it's been maybe coated with something, so I can't find any stamping. Might be a no name, I don't know. But here's a big old fatty radiator, a dual core. I didn't want to get OEM replacement because the OEM radiators in the Miatas, from what I understand, have a pretty bad reputation of overheating as is. And then just a bunch of exhaust components, and then silicone hoses. I've never used silicone hoses before. I figured they're cheap enough, I'll try them out. If they don't work, then I'll just replace them with OE rubber hoses. Not a big deal, but a bunch of exhaust components. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys just order this type of stuff on eBay, it is dirt cheap. All this exhaust minus this was 80 bucks. I got a couple V-bands in here, which I paid a couple bucks for on Amazon. This was an Amazon resonator I got for like 12, 15 bucks. And then all this 2.5 inch, I don't think it's stainless, but all this 2.5 inch piping, 82 bucks. Dirt cheap. Comes with 245s, 2 4-foot straight sections, 2 90s, and 2 180s. You can't beat that. I will be going straight pipe with this because I want to do like a half cut bumper with a dual tip exit, not tip on each side, like dual tip center exit. So hopefully it'll look cool. Heavily inspired by GGM on Instagram, or Hey Productions, I believe he goes on YouTube as. I've been watching his videos forever. He's gotten a Miata the last couple of years, and it's simple, it's sick, and he just drives the crap out of it. I mean, mine's not too simple anymore, at least exterior wise, but I'm gonna drive the crap out of it. Let's build this exhaust. Ignore that chirping, that squeaking chirping is my slave cylinder just squeaking, or my throw bearing. Plan on doing a clutch on this, just not right away. Yeah, I don't know. Ignore that. Let me give you an exhaust test. The reason I'm changing it out from this exhaust, other than it being all stock small piping, is that this Monzo sounds fantastic, but when you have the top up in the car, you cannot hear anything. It honestly feels like you have like a cocoon of bass around your head. Totally unbearable, really. Like, I love how it sounds. I don't know if it's just because the rest of the exhaust, I have the cat, the resonator, this resonator, and then the muffler, if that just makes it that much bassier. But yeah, let me give you a few revs, and then we'll start getting this thing up on stands, letting the car cool off a little bit, and getting this off. So it looks like the hard part's just gonna be getting the header off. So I'm gonna have to move the the little airbox thing, take the heat shield off, get that O2 sensor broken loose, or at least disconnect it so that way I can pull it out and get off of there. There's a few bolts that bolt it to like I think the tranny or the power plant frame somewhere down there, a little bracket. Because I'm not even gonna bother trying to separate the downpipe from the manifold here. But I think you can just pull it up straight like one shot. So let me get this stuff out of the way. That'll give this more time to cool off, and we'll see if we can't disconnect some crap. With the factory airbox out of the way, I got a better idea of what's going on here. So just the heat shield, the O2 sensor, and the flange down there, which I can get under the car. I think I have to cut mine off because I think the guy cut the flange off and welded the header to the actual exhaust. So stupid people, don't do that, but get this off. Forgive me for the angle here, it's kind of blurry. Right at the tip of my finger, that bolt, that's what bolts it kind of to the little bracket that's right there on the side of the bell housing. So I'm gonna go ahead and undo that, and then I have to cut the flange off up there. Normally you just gotta unbolt it, but in my case I have to cut it off, and then we can slide this header right out the top. This is where it's supposed to be bolted, but again, mine's welded. That was a lot more difficult than it should have been. And just look at how terrible this is. Like, I mean, I don't put it past that to be your run-of-the-mill redneck exhaust shop. But then I just want to know whoever welded the flange to the rest of the exhaust, because I hope he knows he does not deserve the breath that he breathes for that. That is horrendous. If you do that, throw your whole car away. Don't even bother selling it. You're just too retarded. But now I can throw this away. Whatever. That is proof that two things. One, some people should not work on their own cars, and two, some people should not be allowed to have a welder. This thing is not light. Oh my gosh. That was not that bad. This thing's definitely pretty darn heavy though. That is for sure. So, with this big honker out, was there even a gasket on there? Oh yeah. Oh, it looks like it's already been swapped out for a multi-layer steel one before. Well, I'll just keep that one on there then, because that one's in better shape than the one that I have, so. Not too shabby. I thought I was gonna have to take out more, because depending on the model, I think the NDs, you have to like unbolt the steering rack and shift it. But it looks like, well, obviously you just saw it came out pretty darn easy. Let's mock this new one up. So here's a bit of a comparison of the headers. Stock one is really heavy as compared to this one. So I'm going to use a V-band off of here, make it easier for me to, attach and detach it. And then I have other sections of V-band, or other V-band clamps. I have two more clamps. I have a 2-inch for the header back area, and then I have 2.5 inches for like the mid pipe, like resonator area, and then say axle back, or differential back, whatever you'd want to call it. But I'm going to go weld the V-band on this thing really quick, get it cleaned up, and then go from there, get this test fit. Didn't turn out too bad despite how dirty that pipe is. Let's get this on the car, get it mocked up, and start building the rest of this stuff. So being a cheap header, the holes could definitely be hogged out a little bit. I had to kind of tap it into place, but it's in there, fits pretty well, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and bolt it up. So I actually had some pre-cut pies that I had done previously for something. A little on the small side, on the thin side, but it is 2.5 inch, so it will work just as I need it to. And I already went ahead and I actually TIG welded this one. Normally I MIG weld everything, but I've been trying to practice on some steel, so not too bad. Getting better. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this back up, get my angle. So let's come over here, grab one of our straight sections. Let's see. This side is expanded so that way it slides right over. So I think I'm going to save this end for after the resonator. So let's do it from this end. So alright, so we'll just say right about there. Kind of forgot that I had to use the flex pipe as well, so I went ahead and just added this before the resonator. I'm going to try and throw the V-band to attach this section here to the resonator, because this obviously is going to give it some flex, which it needs. You can't just have your exhaust straight solid all the way back. That's how you break stuff. But that does kind of interfere with the location of the resonator a little bit, so I can still make it fit. It's just going to be a little bit trickier, so I'm going to just get a V-band tacked on here, get this back up, mock up the resonator next.
Okay, so this is all welded up. I tigged it actually no, I tigged it mostly just for practice, because I mean technically this is stainless on both sections, so I should have back purged it, but I can't, so I just use stainless filler rod. And you know, it's not perfect, but I'm getting better, so I'm hyped. So let's get this back up on the car now and get this resonator sorted out.
So I gotta go ahead and put this thing up now, because I got the resonator section mocked up. Like, it's all welded together now. I'm just at this point, so it looks like I'm gonna just have to undo the bolt there, one of the sway bar bolts, slide it up, and bolt it back together. So I'm gonna do that really quick.
So I've been at this for quite a while now. I got this section figured out. Still has to be welded up, but it's there. So it comes through the brace. Now I'm about to do the bumper cuts, that way I can finish this last section. So I measured from the factory exhaust edge here to the edge of the bumper was 10 3/4 inches. So I just measured the same, so here to this line of tape is 10 3/4 inches. So I'm gonna just try and get a rough same cut, you know, just across, and kind of go across right at the center of that line there, the bumper line. Probably have to readjust my tape, but I'll go and I'll just get this cut, see how it turns out. Not too bad. I don't really like this plastic bumper cover here, so I know that's the actual bumper itself. This is the bumper cover or whatever. So I don't really want to take that off, you know, just in case I ever got rear-ended, I needed some of that protection. Eventually this will just get like a metal bumper bar, but yeah, I'm gonna just leave this for now. I put the tape here because that's pretty much my center line. So I want the tips to come out basically on each side of this, or, you know, just right here. So I'm gonna have to stare at this for a while and I'll get back to you guys. It took me a while to get this figured out. I kept mocking up other different things, like little ideas. This is the one that I decided to ultimately go with. So pretty much here at the V-band, this is where it comes over the subframe brace, just 90s over, 90s to the right, and then quick 90. And this section obviously goes all the way out. It's already all tacked together, comes out the bumper where I want it. And then this section here is what I had to figure out how to tie in the second piece. So what I decided to go with is a pie, or not a pie cut, just a notch tube or whatever, and then just hole saw the center of this tube out, and I just finished welding that up, so that's actually really hot, but turned out better than I thought. Definitely is tricky, especially with stainless pipe. It's so hard to cut, so that took forever using a hole saw, but it's done. So now I can just add a little straight section here, and then get this piece tacked up. Then I can take this section and that section on the resonator, get them off the car, finish welding them up, get this thing back together, and then finally be done with this exhaust. Quite the learning curve, and I mean, I've had to relearn how to notch pipes without a pipe notcher, tube notcher, whatever, like 3 times now, and it's not very fun. Wow, my face is disgusting. Well, anyway, I'm gonna chill, dog. I'm gonna get this put up, and then yeah, I'll catch up with you guys once this is actually all ready to be welded. Well, here we have it, finally finished up. pretty much perfect, I think, at least centered. I mean, I do have to add a piece that will tie these two together so that way it doesn't, and add one more hanger, but I need to do that at work. I don't have anything here, so we'll get that situated, and I'll give you guys a sound clip probably tomorrow when it's daylight out, and we can maybe do some driving shots or something, and then end the video out.
You're good. So it's been a few days now, and I had to end up ordering some of these little mini mufflers. I found these through a website called Total Flow. It's kind of sketchy. They were only 20 bucks a piece, but they're called race mufflers. So I'm interested to see if it actually changes the sound, because at the idle, the car sounded super mean, but on throttle, it just sounded like a straight pipe 4-cylinder. Even with that 12-inch resonator I got in there, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't super bad. Okay, there wasn't a lot of rasp, but it was bad. So I remade the rear section, used the Monzo muffler that I had on there. It sounds fantastic. You know, it's just not the way that I wanted to build it. I wanted the dual exit out the back. So I actually am gonna probably trim the tips off so they're not shooting up so far. Might just do them straight out. Might even do a turn down. I don't know. But I'm gonna weld these in really quick and then put it back on the car, and yeah, we'll see how that sounds. And if these don't make it sound any better, I'm gonna end up reusing one of these, putting it somewhere else in the exhaust, then ordering 2 different ones that actually have real like sound deadening fiber packings in here. These ones are more straight through design with, I don't know, you can really see it with all those holes in there. There's a little bit of baffling in there, but not too much. But let me get these off, or get these on really quick, because I already got the section off the car, and let me get it cut up. So here's the actual almost finished product. So this is with these. I went ahead and tigged them on, just so you know, for more experience, like I've been saying this whole time. And I welded on a little cross brace here, so that way the welds don't get too much stress down here or anything, and that way it doesn't break. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this section up to the car now, and then fire it up, see how it sounds. And if it sounds good, I'll go ahead and extend the pipes as I need them to come to the end of the bumper. And if it sounds bad, then, you know, I'll just put this one back on and go back to the drawing board with this one. So got it bolted up, let's fire it up, see what it sounds like. Hopefully it's not too loud. It sounds better already, that's for sure. It doesn't sound nearly as like blurbly. I don't know. I don't know. I do kind of hear an exhaust from the center of the car.
Already?
Well, I heard it the other day. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how it sounds driving. It's still loud, but I don't know. We'll see. What do you think? Huh? So we just took the car on a little bit of a test drive. I think the little mufflers still need a little bit longer to break in, you know, break in the packing that's in there or whatever. You know, it doesn't really sound that bad. It is pretty darn loud, but it's not straight pipe loud now. I don't know. What do you think it sounds like?
Loud.
But it's not all raspy and stuff, is it?
No.
No.
It's nice.
Yeah. It still has the same, like, I don't know, Miata tone. Like, I don't know if you heard.
It's a Miata.
But I mean, I've had 3 different exhausts on here so far, and they all have this kind of weird pitch. Like Hondas have a certain pitch to them, and Miatas definitely have their own little pitch to them.
I should move my car.
I hear that pitch. So we're just waiting for somebody else, and then we're gonna get a few sound clips for you guys, some rolling sound clips, so you can hear how it sounds under load. So you don't just get free revs when there's no load, and it'll sound a little bit different, a little bit deeper. So we had a slight change of plans.
Okay.
Oh, I was talking to the camera.
Does your seatbelt work?
Yeah, you gotta like smack it. Just give a little tap on the top. There, yeah, finicky. Just old Mazda stuff.
Baller with the power windows.
Yeah. He's gonna run off the street quick, so we're gonna get some sound clips of that. But then we're gonna get some rollers. But I just want to get these clips for you guys before we go get rollers. You're free.
You recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi, YouTube.
This is our boy Mike. He's also a Miata guy. Reverse is over there somewhere.
Down to the right.
Yeah. Oh, yours is a 6-speed though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up to the left at first.
Volkswagen style.
Oh, that was it?
No, it really doesn't sound
Sounds
bad.
really good.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, granted, that was probably like quarter throttle, but still.
Is that good, or you want me to get it going more? Or?
Give it some beans.
Give it some beans.
I want to hear that.
I mean, do you want me to go by camera at like, you know, high RPMs and stuff?
Just play with it.
Okay.
Just give it some beans.
I also don't want to piss everyone in the neighborhood off.
We'll give it one bean and then bring it back.
Okay, so go down that way, fly by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just give it a whole bean.
All right. I'll give it one full bean.
There you guys have it. The car is definitely very loud, so I will try and figure out something to tone it down a little bit more. I like the pitch of it. It really doesn't sound bad in person. I'm sure the camera probably distorted it because just how loud it actually is, but I mean, they're not called race mufflers for nothing. So if you guys enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you've considered subscribing. And yeah, not sure what I have coming up next, but you know, always figure something out. So yeah, anyways guys, do what you love, forget about the rest, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.